What karmic energy is being cleared out for Leo at this time? First card out is the Nine of Wands. I mean, that makes so much sense. With Chiron and Taurus, it's now going retrograde. The energy is heightened around the self. The karmic cleansing you came here to heal. With the Nine of Wands, that's your spiritual strength, right? It's what you face, what you persevere through, the struggle that you've had to overcome. And then this card amplifies that you're putting that all behind you. So right now, Leo, I just hear like you're on the bubble of a creative spark. You are really starting to understand your own power in the sense that your ability to not only be the light, but share the light. So making space for others, you're putting behind you the people-pleasing behaviors, and a lot of it has to do with a lot of power dynamics. Being able to feel powerful without having to be defensive or not needing to dim your light. Because then we have the Emperor. Aries energy, but that fire is there. It's like you're taking back your authority. So what's being cleared out is your ability to stay in your authenticity, share the spotlight, and be able to operate in your fullness, to feel confident, to let go of trying to appease others. This has a lot to do with unconditional self-acceptance. You're really starting to love yourself so much more greater because you're not trying to pull everybody along with you. You're letting go of trying to make everybody happy. You understand that it has a lot to do with how you show up in your committed partnerships, connections, relationships. You're no longer trying to dim yourself or outshine others. There's a great balance in you being able to be creative, show your power and authority while still being soft, open-minded, and able to allow others to take up space. So let's clarify the Nine of Wands. The two cards that fell out was the Page of Cups and the Four of Pentacles. In order to gain and be the great leader that you are, you're relinquishing, putting a lot of effort and energy into other people's happiness. You understand that comes from within, right? This is making you so much more lighthearted. Your ability to let others don't take it on so personally how other people's feelings, emotions, or attachments. You understand that true happiness comes from within. You're no longer people-pleasing, over-giving, oversharing, trying to pull everybody along with you, which has been a leakage for you. It's an energy drain that you have to put behind you so that you could truly step in your authority. Clarify the Emperor. The High Priestess. That's very powerful. So, I hear you've known this for quite some time. You've been working hard to overcome this. This Nine of Swords. With the Nine of Swords, it's like you know that this was causing a lot of mental leakage. A lot of drain because you were overthinking things. You had to stay in your head. And it caused a lot of anxiety because it kept you somewhat restless. You couldn't sit with yourself because you were so busy trying to manage other people's emotions, other people's interpretation or perception. So, with the swords, it has a lot to do with being in your head and not being able to sit in your energy and listen. Listen to your inner voice. So you're taking back your authority. What's being cleared out for you is the ability for you to really sit with yourself, to listen, and to put yourself first. Really become the leading character in your life, but knowing that you can do this without defensiveness. You can let down your armor. Alright, so how is Leo going to claim their personal power through this situation? What needs to be recognized? Cards flip, let's see. We got the Ace of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. So it's like with that Nine of Swords, the Eight of Swords, what that tells me is that because managing other people's emotions it is entangling, right? You can't bring this into your new paradigm. You're stepping in, you have an opportunity here. There's a blessing in disguise. You have an opportunity to really walk in a whole new life, a whole new beginning. And it is an abundant mindset. It's understanding that you have everything you need. You have a really deep rooted belief in what you want to create. So it's like right now, you may be feeling isolated in a sense, like you may be going through a loss of some sort. Like something has to be let go of. And it feels complicated to me. Now we have the World card clarifying the Eight of Swords. So yeah, there is a completion. And I think you understand that there's someone or something that you have to let go of. You can't bring it with you. And you feel kind of like in between. You feel stuck in this situation. Because it's like something you may have really put a lot of effort and energy into with this Four of Pentacles. And now you're realizing, there's a realization that this can't come with you. That if you can no longer go any further with it. You've done everything you can. And so the way you're going to get your power back is to release this thing. It's someone with a pessimistic, negative attitude, or you no longer see the opportunity in this. You no longer see the vitality of it. Because then we have the King of Swords. So you're going to have to really, and then the Wheel of Fortune. So we have the World card with the King of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. So you really learned a serious lesson about boundaries, self-respect, and integrity. So with the Moon, I get the sense that something's been brought to your awareness. It's a particular person, a situation, a family dynamic, or maybe even a relationship dynamic. This is something very close to you. But you see how the wheel is turning. The changes that are necessary need to take place. I'm surprised I don't see the Tower. Because if you don't make certain changes, the universe is going to either heighten this emotional mental state to the point where you can no longer take it. It's going to be like forcing you to change. But it was like with you choosing it to make the changes, it's going to help you to instantly feel a sense of relief. There's truth being revealed to you with this King of Swords that's going to help you to set up boundaries and then operate out of a higher knowing and integrity. With the Aries and this Aquarius energy, I just get the sense that there's a greater knowing of your own creative power. You understand that you are the creative ruler of your life. You're getting more confidence in how you're going to bring walk into the next phase of your life. So what this is telling me is that you're going to have to let go of the people, places, and things that don't understand, don't have the insight, the inner knowing that you do about what you're doing. It may be people, like some things you may have to put down for a while, for the time. Keep some things to yourself. Give this new opportunity the creative force, energy, and life that it needs, so that it isn't blocked by old sabotaging ways and beliefs. So you're going to gain a greater sense of personal power when you start to operate out of your knowing, understanding that not everyone is going to come along with you. And anybody else's limited beliefs and ideas about that is going to have to be discarded. All right, so what are you mastering at this time? Planting the seeds, the Seven of Pentacles, and it has a lot to do with patience. I really feel like patience is highly significant with this Seven of Pentacles. But what it's telling me is that you have planted a lot of seeds. You understand in a very deep core level the plan. You have a great idea of what you want to do, what you want to manifest. And you have a lot of, like you've done a lot of the work to bring yourself into balance, to be able to put it in good ground. So like you have a higher morality, righteous thinking that's helping you to close out a lot of old loops of limitation, of feeling trapped or stuck. You're starting to put that behind you, and you're starting, and then mastering that part of yourself. You're not going to allow any naysayers or outside opinions to come in. You understand now that you're not going to be able to bring everybody along. Give me more. The Magician. I just said that. Now you understand how it's like you have a much more detailed plan. Some things have started to work in your favor, and you have a greater sense of knowing how you're going to manifest something. And I'm not saying focused on the outcome of it, because we don't do the how, the what, or the when, right? That's divine. We focus on what we do and what we need to do, how we need to function, how we need to structure ourselves. So right now what's being orchestrated is behind the scenes. Things underneath the surface are happening, manifesting. Now you're mastering being patient, cultivating, co-creating with Source. You're mastering letting the seeds take root, giving it the proper protection so that it can grow. And that may mean keeping some things to yourself, not telling everybody, and then understanding who can come with you. Because then, clarifying the Seven of Pentacles, we have the Ten of Wands. You're letting go of the people-pleasing, the self-sabotaging ways, carrying the burdens of others, trying to carry people along with this. Now you understand that does nothing but leak your energy, keeps you stuck, and it's repetitive. People come along needing you to help them or do this or that. Now you understanding that you can't, everyone is not going to be able to come with you. Then we have a 9 again. So 999, there is a completion taking place. You let go of outside validation or people pleasing. A lot of this has to do with you being vulnerable enough to be able to sit in your energy, to not dim yourself to try to fit in with other people, and to understand that in your committed partnerships, it's not about warring with others. It's about collaboration. And the people that you can express yourself with, that understands your dynamic, that unconditionally accepts you. This is coming out of conditioned partnerships and relationships that depend on your energy. You're coming out of that. So you're no longer, this has a lot to do with codependency and self-sufficiency. And really understanding that you Leo, you're a life force in itself. You know you have every capability to create what you want. This is your calling. I'll clarify in the Magician judgment. You're ascending to a level that is helping you to now manifest. But this is like in the deep core of your essence, in the murky, the dark. You are calling up like the shadow parts of yourself to be healed. The what you came in here, the wounds you came in to heal. That has a lot to do with codependency and how you utilize your energy, and then how you protect what you're trying to create. So it really is about you taking the lead in your life and standing in your power, and not, being energetic, like allowing chapters to end that need to end. So right now, what you're going through is the patience, the preparation, in the in between, to clear out all the old cycles that need to be closed out. All of that is being put behind you, the burdens, all of that. And so you're in a stage of really seeking from within, and as within, so without, as above, so below, right? Everything that's within is going to be manifested. Because you are going through a rebirth. So that's what I have for you today. Let's go ahead and pull one angel message. And the first card out, change. It makes sense. It says, when the ego finally sees the utter madness of trying to control everything, you come to a sacred crossroads in your own evolution. And so with that, is like the whole, I swear, if the tower had came out, it would tie it all together, because this is about sudden changes taking place. You may see people just kind of walking away. People, you may just start to recognize, like, dang, I haven't heard from such and such. Or because you're starting to implement new plans and structures, you have an opportunity here to begin to come into a whole new state of being that makes you so much more self-aware, confident, radiant, magnetizing things to you. And so when we elevate, the things that can't come with us, they fade away. You don't have to force anything. Just be in a state of allowing, listen to your voice. Listen to your inner voice and trust that you're being guided in the right direction. And those things that drained you, that cause you to want to dim, to appease others, you're letting go of operating out of that energy, and you're focusing on yourself, and the wheel is turning. This is the completion of a lesson, and you're learning how to be more patient, less dependent, and more driven to seek from within. All right, very beautiful. So guys, the channel is new. I really appreciate if you made it this far in the reading. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Help me to boost up the channel, energy exchange. All right, if you love to join me, click the subscribe button so you could be notified when I upload new content. And Leo, like I always say, you are beautiful and special just the way you are, inside and out. God loves you, and I love you. See you in the next one.